Okay. Alright guys, Cia Lopez back here for another video, and today I'm going to be going through my update video I was planning to do back in September or October, but it kind of been held back for a bit because I didn't feel like doing it, and I did promise during my episode 1 of Super Mario 64 that I was going to do this, and there we go. So anyway, this is an update that's been bothering me since August, ever since I finished my LP of Mario Kart 64, um, to where my dad, or should I say daddy, because that's what I usually call him, um, he's actually been diagnosed with leukemia, acute leukemia to be precise. Um, he was diagnosed on August 6th, 2014, to where, let me tell you from the beginning. Um, we were going to the doctor's appointment because my dad didn't feel well, and yeah, it's just a normal checkup to where he took his blood, took his pulse, took everything, normal. And then, I had to give him some medicine and all that stuff. And then the next day, we received a call from the hospital saying that you need to go to the emergency room, which is in Central DuPage Hospital, which was I don't know, like a couple miles from here, um, to where his blood count was actually 5.9, which is actually really, really low. So where, yeah, I was freaking out. My mom was freaking out also. We were both like worried about what's going to happen. And then when we found out that he's actually has cancer, we broke down instantly. To where we were both crying, but like actually out loud because I actually couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just like we didn't thought it would happen to us, but that's life. I mean, sometimes it just hits you like it's going to happen, and voila, it did. It's like it's just like life is. I mean, if you get it, you get it. I mean, we don't know how we got it or anything, but it's just the way it happened. So ever since then, he's been fighting like for his life. Like he's been going through chemotherapies, like in the University of Chicago, his new hospital to where they treat him, because the Central DuPage Hospital, they didn't really find too much technology over there to fix him. And that's true because it's not one of the best hospitals over there. But with the University of Chicago, though, they have a lot more technology. I mean, more hope for him. So a lot of chemotherapies, giving him a lot of medicines, to help cure this leukemia, which is what's it called? What's I don't know how to explain this, but it's like a high percentage of the white blood cells, which is like increasing over the platelets and red blood cells. I think that's the definition. Yeah. But anyway, um, yeah, he's been fighting through that with the chemotherapy. The chemotherapy they give him is like really strong, so that it cleans out his whole body, but also can destroy like other things. Like, well, not permanently, but like it damages everything, like the stomach, your lungs, your kidneys, your whatever else organs that you have. But it doesn't like once you get the chemotherapy once, like it's gonna destroy your organs. Not like that, but yeah, that's what my dad has to go through. I mean, the side effects that he gets are like dizziness, um, mood swings, and I've seen this before because when my dad comes home from the University of Chicago, he sometimes yells at me, even though I did all the stuff that they want me to do. It's like I cleaned the birds, and then he says, "Oh, you didn't do that right. Oh, you didn't clean it." I was like, "Okay." He just gets mad out of nowhere, and then sometimes he can also feel tired. He can feel what's it called yeah, I think that's all the side effects I've seen so far. And my mom was like, she's like about to freak out because sometimes she has those heart attack moments to where she can't control, to where oh, sorry about the background noise. I can't do anything about it unless you guys want to hear me screaming all the way to quiet them down, but I don't want to do that. But anyway, to where at work she would just get those heart attack moments to where she can't control because obviously they've been married together for more than 20 years. Yeah, seriously, it's been more than 20 years. Okay, something's going on. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So turns out my dog had to get a ball from under the shelf. He couldn't reach it, so I might as well pick it up for him. But anyway, yeah, she would get those moments, and there's nothing she can do because we've never been obviously stuck in a situation like this to where we have been, like this. I mean, well, I don't know. This is not scripted, so this is not like professionalism or anything. So yeah, just to let you guys know that. But anyway, what else? Yeah, so every month he's been getting like chemotherapies like every 4 or 5 days, like in a month. So no, September was all right, October was all right, November was all right. That was the last time I updated. So anywhere from November to like January is like open game because I haven't talked about that yet. November was all right. I mean, even though he had all those side effects, he was still all right. And he also lost his hair because of all the chemotherapies, but it grows back, thank God. So he doesn't have to stay bald forever. And December was the month to where we start seeing some things weird because my dad has been eating like a little bit since then, and we don't know why because he's been getting some stomach troubles like lately in December, to where like his stomach's in pain and he can't eat that much. So yeah, we just didn't take it seriously. I mean, and then like late December to where he didn't start to feel good. I mean, he's been in bed all day to where we took his temperature and his temperature was like 103, which is like extremely high. Also, all we can have is like 7 ups because everything he ate was just bringing up his temperature. And then even though we gave him some Tylenol, which has fever control, like I thought it was working because one point he was like 98, and then in the morning of January 5th, I think, his temperature was like 104, and then that's why he thought we need to get him to the hospital. So we called my mom, and then she was at work while we were at this, and then we decided to, okay, let's just pick him up and then just let's go because we got a feeling he was in trouble. So like I can tell because when my mom was driving home to pick us up, my dad was just walking like very slowly, and he didn't have a very good facial expression. He was just like this blank face. And yeah, so as soon as we got, as soon as my mom got here, we drove to the hospital. And then when we saw him like in the car, he was like sort of sleeping in the side. And then that's when I thought, oh my god, this fever is like so bad. And then yeah, we were at the hospital that morning, and then he had to do a CT scan. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's like this machine to where they scan your entire body. like like I don't know, some kind of weird machine to where they take pictures like of your X-rays and stuff. I don't know any hospital terms, so if I don't know anything, it's alright. I'll just check through my phone. I mean, um, but anyway, it's been an hour since he's been the CT scans, and then after that, he told us that there was some inflation in the intestines, which was weird because like I we didn't even see inflation in the intestines, like in the stomach. So that's when he said he needs to stay in the hospital so he can be treated. And then that's what we thought. Again, that's like the second time he's been in the hospital, and it's only been 5 months since this happened. So we waited for a couple of days to see what was going on, and then it turns out that he has some significant diarrhea, which also means that he has to go to the restroom a lot, use the toilet a lot, like several times. And like even though he didn't feel like wanting to, he had to go. I mean, it's like that quickly. And then once that's when it turned out when the doctors realized that he has this. Hold on, let me search this right now. It's C. Uh, Hold on a minute. Okay, here it is. It's called Colostrinum difficile. Difficile is like in Spanish, but it's this. If you guys can read it. Well, it's in backwards, so I don't know if this would Colostrinum difficile, something like that. It's to where it's a hospital like sort of sickness to where sometimes the advertisements can, yeah. By the way, so it's like from mild to life-threatening symptoms can be to watery diarrhea three to more times a day for several days, with abdominal pain or tenderness, which means inflation in the intestines. So it's like anyway, it sounds like he has this weird sickness that comes from the hospital, and we didn't even know about this. And that's why it also says loss of appetite, fevers, blood or pulse in the stool. He had all those things, plus weight loss. So I was like, are you serious? Like, he has another sickness with leukemia in there? So that turns out that after we got this, we had to leave him in the hospital to where he has to get a bunch of liquids, which means no food, no water, no nothing. At first, I thought, how could he? Like, I know, like, liquids is kind of water, but he had to get some antibiotics, some other kind of medicines. But still, no water and no food for like 3 to 4 days. That's just madness. I mean, my dad shouldn't have to go through this, honestly. Like, I know it's helpful for him, but it's just all the things that he's been going through right now for these past 5 months. I don't know. I wish he didn't have to go through this. I mean, because it's already been hard on me and my mom especially because we both love him very much. I mean, he's part of our family. I mean, it won't be the same. I mean, like at least I want him to be there. I mean, for me, okay. It's like he's like part of our family. I mean, a lot of vacations. We've been through a lot together. It's good times, some bad times. Even though he might yell at me a lot, he's still like he's like a family to me. I mean, he's been protecting me. He's been been nice to me, loving, caring. Like he's been all those things. Plus, he's so nice to other people. I mean, he helps other people. I mean, Like he helps some of our neighbors, he helps some of our friends. He even met friends like when he's going to places like the gym, like even some like random people. I mean, he made friends. I mean, he's like one of the nicest person like I've ever known. I mean, and he shouldn't have to go through this. I mean, he just shouldn't. But anyway, continuing on with the story. So it's been 3 to 4 days, and we had to go through the we had to go to the hospital to see him on the weekend. And then once we got into that room, I was just jaw broken. I was just shocked to see him. This might shock some of you, but once I got in there, my dad was just colored brownish, blackish color. That's right. Once I got in there, his skin was like brown, blackish color. His skin was like brown and black with spots all over it. His head was like completely brown and black. His hands had a ton of dots, rashes, and bruises all over it. It's not like this color. It's much darker. And all of those bruises he had were like hugely red. And then his stomach was a little bit bigger than usual because of all those liquids he had. Plus, his legs were completely swollen. Completely swollen. Because of all the water. It's too much water in his legs. I mean, he could still walk, but it's just that his legs were like so swollen. He had to they had to give him some special socks to where it will like somewhat move the water like a little bit so that he doesn't feel that much pain. He was so weak because of all the no food and no water situation he had. He was just like a feather, if you guys know what I mean. Because he couldn't, like, even his mouth, it was like inside, it was like white, and this part of the lips, here, it was like completely white. His tongue was white in the middle, but everywhere else was like pink in the sides. And then up here, no meat. No meat whatsoever. It's just destroyed by the Oh, okay. It was like destroyed by the leukemia. I mean, the leukemia. No, it was like destroyed by the chemotherapy he had apparently, because the doctors told us that he had a chemotherapy like during his liquid thing he had for 3 to 4 days, and it turns out that the chemotherapy actually did this to him. It was a reaction to the chemotherapy that did this. I'm gonna post pictures of my dad uh, about his blackish brownish color of his skin, like on Facebook, but I don't know if I should because it's kind of jaw dropping. Like it could be graphical for some people because I mean, this is the real deal. I mean, I am not joking here. I mean, even when I looked through his face, I mean, I know he was just sad and like tired because he couldn't sleep. It's like every hour he had nurses coming over, coming over, coming over, coming over, coming over, and it's just too much. I mean, the max amount of sleeping you get was like 50 minutes, and then the nurse had to come, and then another 50 minutes, and then another 50 minutes, and it's like he can't get a peaceful sleep. I mean, he's keep interrupting like all the time, and it's just no. I mean, he needs sleep. I mean, sometimes he gets tired and stuff. It's just unbelievable. Like, what he's been through. I mean, I'm gonna show you guys a photo a bit. I mean, this was my dad before, like, and this is like Halloween costume for like third grade. I mean, I was actually really funny in that. Um, yeah, I mean, he was a, he was a cool dad. He was awesome. I mean, and now after this, it's just quite a difference. Unbelievable, unbelievable difference. But anyway, yeah, it's been a couple of days more, and then the doctors say he could eat again. So but he's only able to do a free liquid diet, which means no meat, um, no vegetables, no nothing that is like officially solid. It's just liquid, like gelatin, water, some broths, some chicken noodle without the chicken. Um, what else? Some water, some well, not sugar flavored juice or soda. No, none of that. It's just like bleh, because hospital food over there is just so bad. But unfortunately, that's what he got. I mean, he needs to eat something. I mean, it's better than nothing. So, continuing on, over the past couple of days, he has been getting better and better. But then, the bruises kept getting worse and worse, and we don't know why. Like, well, at least up to this point. Well, it's like his arm now has got these bruises because apparently he has no platelets left, which means that once you got a cut right here, like pretend I cut myself with a knife or something, like this huge cut right here, it won't fix itself. It stays like this forever, which means that it'll turn to black, and then it'll be like ugh, and you get infections, and then you probably like go to hospital for like who knows how long because you need to have platelets to like support yourself. I mean, to keep your skin together. So yeah, that's what they did. They gave him more platelets. They gave him more blood, and no more chemotherapies because since the chemotherapy apparently reacted to him, if they gave him more chemotherapy, he would die. He would die from that. So no more chemotherapy until like further notice. So continuing on, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, and then last weekend, the 21st, 22nd, I think. Yeah, we visited him again, and then his stomach. He's complaining like he has this dizziness that happened to him this weekend, to where whenever he tried to close his eyes, he would like see these like he would like see like the room is like spinning all over the place, like all these objects, all this spinning stuff. Also complained about his stomach getting bigger and bigger, and then those are like some bad signs. And then he had some bleeding, like from the urinals, which is like weird. So they had to keep an eye on him. So it's been about like 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock p.m. since we had to leave because yeah, because it was getting late. But my mom said that she wanted to stay with him, like to sleep for the night. So she just basically left me here with the dogs right now. And once she got back, she just text messaged me saying that I mean, they moved him to a different room because apparently he was bleeding a lot. He was bleeding a lot, and he had to move into a different room. And I was like, how was he bleeding? Like when I just left, and he wasn't bleeding at all, like that much. I was like, how? So I was like, oh. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So continuing on, so yeah, my mom's been staying at the hospital like all throughout this week because he doesn't want to leave my dad alone, and I can honestly understand that because we're family. I mean, we stick together. I mean, so far my dad's been fighting through everything, and we're not gonna give up over something like this. No way. But anyway, the doctors came back on Monday, I think, to talk to my mom, and then she just texted me that he needs to have a what's it called what's it called um a colon removal, like something in the stomach, COLON colon, because they say it's too much damage, like from all the liquid and stuff. They need to remove on Wednesday, which is tomorrow actually. So I need to get this video uploaded as soon as I can. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, really? 24 and like no, not 24 hours. I mean Wednesday. So my mom has to stay there. I mean, like I've been fighting with her like throughout this text messaging fight, sort of to where like she wants to go home for something, but I told her that she needs to stay there because my dad cannot go through this alone. I mean, he needs somebody there to support him. And obviously, I need to take care of the dogs, so me is not an option. And that's why every day this week I've been texting my mom and dad. Like, even through classes, I just stop and just text message them. Because sometimes family is more important than school. I mean, it's more important because, well, in this situation, because daddy has cancer, and I mean, and I'm just worried about him. So I just text message him every day, telling him all this normal stuff, like football games or something, like something else other than cancer, because I know that make him feel better. And he does miss our dogs, so I talk about them too. So yeah, he needs to have this colon removal tomorrow, but we don't know what time exactly that will be. So yeah, so that's just a shame because I don't know what it'll be like. And then I got a text message today saying that they need to start feeding him, but not through the mouth, through the nose, because he needs the protein to help him, get his strength back a little bit. But it's through the nose, and like it's just awful. I mean, he's going through a lot. And my mom even sent a picture of that to me, like on my phone right now. I'll probably post it, maybe, just to see, because I want them to know that this is real, and not just some makeup story I just make up, because this is not makeup. This is real. This is actually happening to me right now. But my mom did tell me that his dizziness has gone down a little bit, so that's good. And then once he gets the protein, he'll feel better. So he's also not ready to eat the mouth. His mouth has gotten better. Like it's no longer that much white, like right here. His thing out here is getting better. Like we try to feed him like through the mouth, like on the weekend, like with some soup. It can help. But unfortunately, he wasn't ready for that, so he had to do it through the nose. So until further notice, he cannot eat from the mouth until further notice. So tomorrow is a big day for him because we don't know what time the colon surgery is. So I'm just hoping for the best of luck. Like I'm giving my full prayers to him because he needs my support. He needs he needs my mom and myself. I mean, because I want him to get through this. Like, I don't care what anybody says. I mean, like, I just want my old daddy back. Because graduation's like 4 months. And it will be a shame for him not to come. Because I worked so hard, and my dad's been proud of me for all the things I have done. And there's no way that he's not... Wait, what am I saying? Yeah. And there's no way that my dad's gonna quit fighting. Because even though he was sort of in the bed, he can still walk, and he can still push me around. Like, I was trying to remove the plug, in his mobile thing, but he pushed me out of the way, and then he removed the thing by himself. And that shows me right there that he's not a quitter. He's still fighting. And we're not quitters. We're family and we stick together. Like, I believe in him. He can do this. I mean, no one is going to tell me that he's not. So my full prayers go out to him for tomorrow, because it's a big day. And that is it for my story, because that's all the info I got right now. I'm looking through the pictures right now. Like, some of his stuff, like right here, the black stuff has gone away, turned back to its original color. So, but his here, and here is still like brownish, blackish. So is his head. But here up to his eyes, turned back to the original color because of the chemotherapy is disappearing. So yeah, that's it. I mean, tomorrow I'll update you guys on Facebook, just because yeah, because it's not going to be as long as a video like this, because I haven't updated since November, so might as well just type it on Facebook. So, and the pictures, I don't know if I'll decide to post them or not, because some of them are graphic and might shock people, but at the same time I feel like I want to show them, because this is what leukemia does to you. And if people think they're joking, think again. So anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to leave any comments below, leave comments below, because I would like to hear your thoughts about this. And if you guys have any prayers for my dad and anybody else, you can go ahead. So, I will see you guys later. Either when I do another big update like this, or at my next, or if you guys are interested in my LP of Super Mario 64, then I'll see you guys on episode 14, which will be coming up soon. So, until next time, C.A. Lopez, over and out.